So it seems like the Super Mario Brothers movie is finally out, and I have to say that this is one of the most unexpectedly amazing movies I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, I didn't have much faith when the project was announced, like I think a couple years ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. It was announced like they were gonna make like an animated Super Mario movie with Chris Pratt as Mario, then Charlie Day as Luigi, like this, like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. And I was like, okay, this sounds cool, but at the same time I was like really skeptical, partly because of my bias, with previous video game adaptations. But I gotta say, like, the 2020s have shown us over and over again, with The Last of Us, with some other video game adaptations, that it's starting to become better. Like, I think that the movie adaptations of video games are starting to become good again, and this movie is no exception. I saw it last night, and I gotta say that it just like superseded every single one of my expectations in so many ways. And I have to say, like, I started like getting more hype of this movie like after the first trailer. I saw that it was just much better than I anticipated. Jack Black as Bowser left a really good impression on me, and I'm gonna discuss him a little bit more in this review because he was amazing. But I gotta say, like, everything just worked really, really good, and I'm just really excited to talk about this movie. So let's go and explain a little bit about the context and the plot of the film. So the Super Mario Brothers movie has a lot of interesting elements that I didn't spoil myself with the trailers. So it starts basically in Brooklyn and New York, basically in our real life world, where Mario and Luigi are these like professional plumbers who started their own business. And I gotta say, like, the initial parts of like the Brooklyn parts of the movie are one of my favorite parts in the movie because it just like adds such a different layer of depth to Mario and Luigi's characters that we don't see in the video games. So in the video games, they're basically, I don't want to call them like one-dimensional, but they're basically like these characters that just like jump around and say wahoo and then just do stuff like that. But I feel like the movie adds a layer to these characters we've never seen before in like the Nintendo games or any other Mario media. And I just enjoyed the way they're portrayed, especially with their family, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time we've actually gotten to like see Mario and Luigi's like actual mom and dad and extended family, which are shown in several scenes. And it's just like really fun and really creative. And they just like lean into like that Italian heritage, like Brooklyn characters, like born and raised. And this is something that I really enjoyed, and it's shown in the beginning and towards the end of the movie. But it's just like a really part that I really have to mention. So the movie starts really good, and after that we see like the actual transition to the Super Mario world, basically the Mushroom Kingdom. And Mario and Luigi, after an accident, they get transported to this world, they get separated, and Luigi like lands in a like really dark area that has some references to video games such as Luigi's Mansion. And that's something I have to mention right now. Like, the movie's so full of references. Like, there's a lot of references in the Mario movie about like other video games, like some characters, even in the background. Yeah, like, if you have a sharp eye, you'll notice like what I'm talking about. But there's just so much like filled with references. But yeah, so basically Luigi gets separated from Mario. Mario goes to another place. He lands in the Mushroom Kingdom. He meets Toad, and they go on this adventure to save Mario's brother Luigi, because that's like his main motivation in the movie. So basically, like, I feel like it makes more sense because he wouldn't want to like rescue a princess he doesn't know. And I'll talk about Peach right now later, but I feel like it's important to know like Mario is basically his main motivation in the movies to save Luigi. And I think that's very good and like within the context of the film. And adding to that, I think Princess Peach, voiced by Anya Taylor-Joy, was amazing in this movie. I feel like her character is really great, like really powerful character, and she basically helps Mario throughout the whole story. Like, I think this is mostly a Peach and Mario movie more than Mario and Luigi until the very end. And I gotta say that it worked really well. I didn't expect it to work really well, but it actually did. So I love the way they basically work together to like first defeat Bowser, which is the main character, like the main villain of the movie, and also save Luigi and everybody Bowser is capturing. And now, like, basically, I feel like Bowser was also one of my favorite characters. Like, Jack Black as Bowser is just amazing in so many fronts. I feel like he was just so fun to listen and watch, and especially like in the middle, like the parts where basically they make Bowser the butt of a joke. I feel like it works so well because he's like this like egomaniac psychopathic character, but also has like a lot of charm to like his motivations. I feel like it's just so funny, like such a cartoonish character that Jack Black gives so much love and passion for him. You can really see like that in his performance in the voice. And now towards the animation, I loved it. I feel like it's really colorful, really reminiscent of the games. It just works really well in so many fronts. I feel like every year animation just gets better and better, and it's reflected in these movies like from Illumination, Pixar, DreamWorks. I feel like they just put so much effort into these films, and it's just so colorful. It really made me feel like a kid again, especially with also the writing. I honestly thought, like, I'm not really a big fan of Illumination's writing in the recent Despicable Me movies and the Minions and like some of the other movies, but I feel like this one really is really powerful in the humor department. I feel like 99% of the jokes land. I was just smiling the whole way, and that is something I really enjoyed. Like I was just entertained the whole movie, and that is something I really appreciated for from the movie. I feel like if you watch it with kids, if you watch it like even as an adult, it just makes a lot of sense, and it's just really fun to watch. And also, one of the things I enjoyed the most about the Mario movie was that they really add a lot of depth to the world. So basically, there's a lot of lore. You get to explore like the kingdom of Donkey Kong and all the Kongs, which was really interesting. And there were a lot of like references to the video games, but they also have like a in-universe explanation for things like the power-ups, like the mushrooms, like why they work, like how power-ups work. Like it's basically like they lean into the video game legacy of Super Mario, but like they show it in the lore in a way that makes sense, and that's something I really appreciated. And just like I said before, it made me feel like a kid again, playing these games for the first time. Like they marked a really big part of my childhood, so it was nice seeing all this. I feel like the people who made this, like especially like how heavily Nintendo was involved in the movie, like really makes sense. And I just enjoyed it so much. So towards the end of the movie, I'm not gonna spoil much, but basically, like Luigi and Mario, you fight Bowser, and they rescue everybody. But at the end of the movie, there's a really interesting scene that I enjoyed. So basically, Mario and the whole like a lot of the characters from the Mushroom Kingdom get transported back to Brooklyn. And the final showdown with Bowser is just really epic. Like even though it's a Mario movie, it's an animated movie, it just makes it feel like so fun and so action packed that I was just like really amazed at the movie. So that whole entire final sequence in Brooklyn, like basically battling, it was just really fun. And it also added some depth to Mario, like his character just basically overcoming his fears, overcoming his the way like the way he acts, the way he like sacrifices stuff to save his brother. I feel like that's adds just an extra layer that was really welcome. So yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. It adds a lot of depth to characters we all know and love, and it's just really faithful too. Like I'm impressed how faithful it was to the source material, which is something like not many TV shows, series, movies do. So I just really enjoyed it, and as a gamer, I think this is a love letter to Mario fans everywhere, and I just loved it. I love the Super Mario Brothers movie. So as a final score, I'm gonna give it a 90 out of 100. Just really good, and please go watch it. It's just really worth your time. So anyways, that's everything for today. If you like this video, as always, share, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, where I'll be finishing Resident Evil 4. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for today. So see you later.